detectives, and welcome to my video for June. I wanted to start this video off by saying that I know this month has been a particularly difficult one for a lot of people. We're all still coping with the lockdown and the fallout from the coronavirus, and on top of that there have been some huge, frightening, confusing world events that I know have made things feel even harder to deal with. So I wanted to send my support to you if you are feeling frightened and confused. And I wanted to reiterate something that I have been saying online as much as possible, which is that racism, homophobia, transphobia, they have no place in the detective society. That is not something that I want to be promoting. I really deeply feel that my detective society and my books should be open to everyone, to every fan, everyone who wants to read them. I hope that you can all get comfort from them, and that is something that I really believe in. Now, because of all the things that are going on, I have really struggled to focus, really struggled to read still in the way that I normally do. So this video isn't going to be exactly the usual sort of book recommendation video, even though I do have a few book recommendations that I think you'll really like. But I wanted to talk a bit about what's been going on with me, what I've been thinking about, what I've been doing, and a bit about looking forward to the future and what is going to happen next. I have been so impressed with your amazing varied responses to my weekly writing prompts. I am, as you might have seen, running weekly writing prompts on my website, robin-stevens.co.uk. I put a new prompt up every single Monday, and you are all free to respond however you like, with whatever genre you want to write, whatever characters you want to write about. If you want to write a poem, if you want to write a song, if you want to write a story, that is all fine. It's not homework, it's just for fun. It's to help you enjoy storytelling and help you improve your storytelling, because it is really important, if you do want to be an author, to be practicing a lot, to be writing all the time, to be thinking about stories and working on different ways of telling stories. And that's what I'm hoping my writing prompts are doing for you. And I really have been so thrilled to see how you have responded. It's always amazing to watch how one prompt, one idea can be taken by lots of different people and interpreted in totally different ways. You all come up with these incredibly unique ideas and stories in response to my single word prompts. And it just really proves how exciting and diverse and interesting writing can be and authors can be. So congratulations if you have posted a story for other people to read. It's a big step to show other people your work, so you should feel really proud of yourself. Thank you so much if you have taken part. If you haven't, don't worry, there's always time. You can post on any of the previous prompts. You can post on the new prompts that I put up every single week. I just really want you to have fun and enjoy yourself. As I've said before, I have really struggled to read as normal, or I guess as I would have done pre-pandemic this month. So I don't have as many book recommendations as I might have done in 2019, but I do have just two books that I think are particularly fantastic and relevant at the moment that I really wanted to share with you. And the first book I have for you this month is A Kind of Spark by Elle McNichol. This book is about Addie, an autistic girl who lives in a tiny Scottish town. Now, Addie is really happy with who she is. She loves herself, she loves her brain, but the people around her do not always share that view, which is very unfortunate. Addie has a lot of prejudice to face on a day-to-day basis. Addie has a lot of interests. One of them is sharks, and another one, a new one in this book, is witches. And she feels very close to witches. She feels like they might have been a lot like her. And so she is really horrified and upset to discover that her town was the location of some Scottish witch trials where witches were burnt basically for being different. And Addie is furious about this. She feels like this is a wrong that has never been fixed. And so she goes on a campaign to fix that wrong by getting a statue put up to those witches in her town. She is met with a lot of disbelief, a lot of distrust, a lot of belittlement from the people, again, the people around her, from the town council. They all think that she can't possibly come up with this on her own. They all think that this must be something she's been coached to do. Of course it isn't. It is absolutely Addie's idea, and she is really forceful because she really wants to fix this wrong. This is a really lovely book. It is beautifully written. It's a very quick read. It's quite brief, but it packs so much into its pages. I read it and I sobbed. I really don't know many people who didn't It is so full of emotion. It's so beautiful. It's so lyrical. You will completely fall in love with Addie. You will completely adore her as a main character. This book is not just about an autistic character. This book is by an autistic author. Elle is autistic, just like Addie, and that is so fantastic. That means that she can really tell this story in a way that makes sense, in a way that's really authentic, and it's beautiful, and I loved it. I would say this book is perfect for anybody 8+, anybody who loves a really satisfying, well-told story, who loves to see justice done, who loves to read about a wonderful family and a wonderful main character. This is a fantastic book. And the next book I've chosen is a bit heftier than A Kind of Spark, but just as fantastic, and it is Black and British by David Olusoga. This book really is a comprehensive history of the role of Black people in Britain. And this is a very important book, and one that I think feels especially relevant at the moment, because of course at the end of last month a Black man, George Floyd, was murdered by police in America. And this kicked off national and international protests, and it has started a conversation that is, honestly, it should have happened years ago. People have been trying to make it happen, and a lot of people have not been listening, but it has really sparked a conversation about racism, institutional racism, the way that Black people are policed, whether Black people are looked down on in society, and just institutional structural problems with the way we deal with racism. A lot of the time, people in the UK say, or they said initially, well, this is an American problem. We're not as racist in the UK. And that isn't true, and that is a big problem, because currently, and certainly when I was a kid, and I know now still, the way history is taught in British schools makes almost no mention of colonialism. It makes almost no mention of slavery and of Britain's role in the international slave trade, and of the way British people owned slaves and made their wealth from slavery. And the fact that we are not taught that makes us just not know, unless we've gone to seek out information about this, not know this really troubling, really racist history. And it means that we're less able to see racism where it exists in British society today. And so it is really important for us all, because honestly, school curriculums, national curriculums for history, they're inadequate. They do not tell us as much as we need to know about our past and our present as a nation, and so we need to be going to seek out more information, because at the moment, schools are not able to teach us what we need to learn. And this is a really good primer. As you can see, it is very thick, so I would say this is probably going to be for readers sort of 13, 14+, just because, there's a lot to get through, but it is fantastic. It is such useful, interesting information. This book goes a long way to explaining that Black people have been part of British society for millennia, an important part of British society. And you can't really think about Britain, you can't really think about Britain's history without knowing the history of Black people in Britain. It is really a fantastic book, and the chapters I have been reading in the last week are the chapters about World War I and World War II, and there were some things in there that I had never really heard before. I didn't know. And, I should, because the 1930s, the 1940s, that's sort of my period of history. That's the period of history I read a lot about. I do a lot of research. I have a huge number of history books, and most of them do not contain these stories. So again, it's really important that we seek out books like this, that we educate ourselves better than we have been educated in the past. And this book, I think, is a fantastic way of doing that. Please do read Black and British if you are the right age for it. Read around, find out about Black history, and really educate yourself, because it is really important not to just have good intentions, but to really put those into actions and to do things actively. It is nice to say, it would be nice to say that we don't see race, but that is not true. Race is very obvious. We all look around every day and we see it very clearly. And I think it's important that we acknowledge that. I think it's important that we're clear-sighted and we're honest and we're open and we're willing to learn and we're humble when we do get things wrong. I think really the only really unfixable problem is not listening and refusing to try to do better. Another thing to say is that if you're interested in pushes to change the curriculum to make it a bit more adequate, the Black curriculum is sort of spearheading the charge, and they have been putting this to Parliament, who have so far ignored them, but we just have to keep pushing, we have to keep signing petitions, we have to keep raising our voices and saying this is not good enough, because it's not. But yes, Black and British for anyone sort of 13, 14 plus who wants to find out more about British history. It's fabulous. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is my own writing, what I've been doing. A few of you are still asking me whether Death Set Sail, the 9th and final book in the Murdermost and Ladylike mystery series, if that will be coming out on the 6th of August in the UK and Ireland, and I think the 4th of August in New Zealand and Australia. And the answer to that is absolutely yes. I finished working on it, I think last month, very beginning of this month. It has now gone to be printed, and that takes a little bit of time because there are lots of copies to print, and also because we are getting beautiful blue sprayed edges. I have never actually seen this happen, but I know that when a book has sprayed edges, it can't just be done by a machine. Somebody has to literally stand in front of a stack of books and spray the edges, and it takes much, much longer than just printing a book without sprayed edges. So that is why the books are currently being printed, and it's going to take a little bit of time, but we wanted to start early because we wanted to make sure that everything was ready for you on the 6th of August on publication day, wherever you are. This is a book I am so excited about. I'm so proud of it. I'm so emotional about it. I know that it is the best ending for the series. I think the best ending for the series that I could imagine, and I can't wait for you all to read it. So that is Death Set Sail. That is the status with that book, and as I say, it's coming out totally normally, totally on time. You can pre-order it from lots of different places. You can find those places on my website, but just to give a quick rundown, you can pre-order it from Amazon and Blackwell's and Foyles and Eason's in Ireland and Dubray, and you can also pre-order it from Waterstones, and you can also pre-order it from independent booksellers. Now, this is something that is really important to me and really important to authors and the book trade in general. There are loads and loads of independent bookstores all over the country and all over the world. They're usually run by people who love books, love reading, and just really want to share stories with their community. Independent bookstores can be the center of their community. An independent bookstore that I love working with, I have a bit of a connection to, is Round Table Books in Brixton. They are the most fantastic retailer of inclusive, diverse books for kids, and they do a lot of work with the community in Brixton. Of course, it's really sad at the moment that because of the pandemic, they can't do that as much, but they're doing everything they can online. And of course, booksellers all over the country are doing the same. And I particularly mention independent bookstores because this week is Independent Bookstore Week, a week when we specifically celebrate and lift up our amazing independent bookstores. It would be amazing for me as the author and amazing for independent bookstores if you decided to pre-order Death Set Sail from your local independent bookstore, or just one that you really like the look of. You can call them up, you can email them, you can send them a message on Twitter or social media, however they organize their sales, and it really helps them stay in business. This is something that is especially important now during coronavirus, when lots of businesses are really struggling to pay rent, to pay wages. So if you can, buy through an independent bookstore, because I really want to support independents who have supported me and my books from the very beginning, and they are all absolutely fantastic. That is what I have been working on. That is the status of Death Set Sail. But I have been doing a little bit of writing myself in lockdown. And I wish I could tell you more than that, but I can't. And this is really hard because I am so excited about what I'm writing. I'm so excited about the worlds I'm imagining, but I can't quite share it with you yet. That will change at some point this summer. Either at the very end of July or the very beginning of August, I will be able to reveal what is next for me. We are planning the announcement at the moment, which is making me really, really excited. I know you are going to love this. I know you're going to be delighted. I can't say anything more about it now, but keep watching this channel, keep watching my website, keep watching my social media, because there will be an announcement coming at the end of July, beginning of August, so just over a month to go until that big announcement, and you will not want to miss it. So that is all from me this month, and I hope you've enjoyed that video. I will be back next month with a very special update, because on the 8th of July, in just 2 weeks time when I'm filming this video, our family is going to grow. We are getting a puppy. We are getting a little puppy, a little cockapoo puppy called Howl, and Howl is named after Dinah Wynne Jones's Howl's Moving Castle, the main character in that. It's one of our favorite books as a family, and that is why Howl has his name. But he is going to turn up on the 8th of July, and after that I will have a puppy. And so I'm hoping that the July video will just be me holding Howl up to show you how extremely cute he is, because he's going to be 8 weeks old when he comes home. He's going to be tiny, 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 and a lot of fun and very cute. So that is what is next for me, and I am so excited. I can't wait. We have all of his stuff ready for him to come home. So that is all for me. There's a lot coming up this month, a lot coming up this summer, and I am so excited about all of it. So stay tuned, and in the meantime, look after yourself, look after your friends and family, be kind, be thoughtful, listen, and be humble. And you guys are doing great.